So good morning, my lovelies. As always, just choose where you want to start your practice today, either seated or lying down. And just take a moment. Arriving in this space, it takes a few moments just to kind of tune into your breath. Feel how it feels if you're lying or seated against your mat. And taking this opportunity just to check in with how your body feels, how your spine feels. If you have got a few aches and pains, where are they? What you have to be gentle with today. And how do you feel emotionally? What's been happening in life that may have triggered you or brought joy into life? Brought a smile to your face? It's lovely just to have a few moments every now and then just to check in and observe where you are in life, in your day. It's lovely if you do have a practice of journaling as well, to either in the morning or in the evening, just sort of offload everything that's kind of you felt that day, or things you've done, or what you've witnessed and experienced and how it's made you feel. It's something I learned years ago, to externalize it onto paper or to a friend in whatever way, but externalizing it is extremely powerful and healing. Even if you wrote whatever you wanted to write on a piece of paper and threw it in the bin or burnt it, it's a way of getting the energy of something out, positively or negatively. So have a few moments just to contemplate if there is something that you'd really quite like to offload or let go. What method would you use? Call a friend, write a letter that you never send. There's all number of ways of releasing. What would you like to release physically through this practice today? If there's sort of an achy hip or shoulder, just being mindful of your movements and noticing if it frees it up a little bit. So if you're lying down, just take another couple of breaths and begin to hug the knees in. If you're already seated, then just enjoy maybe a little bit of gentle movement in the body, head and neck. And we'll come to Zazen, seated meditation. We'll have some just quiet time today, just following our breath for 5 minutes. No other agenda other than to just sit and be and witness the whole experience. So I'll pop the timer on. Just resting hands to Dhyana Mudra. We can gently close our eyelids. Take a deep breath just to settle. And relaxing your face and body. And we'll just follow the breath. When your mind wanders, just come back to your breath. Notice every now and then if you can be in the gap between your thoughts and how long you stay there between a thought takes you. Keep relaxing if you can. Just notice your thoughts. Just returning back to perhaps the gap between your thoughts now. And then when you're ready, take a nice last breath in this practice. And just gently blink the eyes open. Notice how that felt. Interesting whether you like this sort of practice of meditation where it's just really quiet and your mind may go off on all sorts of tangents and every now and then you're brought back, or whether you prefer a bit more of a focused meditation like the mindfulness of breath where you're counting and there's something going on a little bit more to keep you focused. So the two styles. I like both actually, depending on what mood I'm in. So coming off your cushions if you're on them, we're going to come into mantis, have a nice long stretch through the back. This does involve a knee compression and as we fold the legs back. So if you need a little blanket just behind knees, that's always quite comfortable. Taking the knees wide and coming back and just dropping the head down. And as always, just take a few moments to find the pose and feel into it and begin to relax everywhere. If this pose doesn't suit you after a while, if it's aggravating knees, then please come out. And just draw your awareness to your breath. Breathing to the belly. Noticing where you're aware of things softening gently now. Perhaps you're feeling sensation in the tops of the thighs and groin, or the hip flexors, the hip creases. See if you can relax the shoulders and the upper back. Relaxing wrists and hands. How does this pose make you feel this morning? So we'll take a nice long deep breath and really slowly lift the head. Just be aware of any dizziness that you might feel as you come up. The head's been very low. Walking the hands back to the body, noticing how you feel in the upper back and where the shoulder blades are. And then just gently find neutral pose. So relax back, spine. And looking for whatever you feel through your body, the movement of chi, which is often the temperature changes or the tingliness that you feel. Keep relaxing the buttocks and lower back. So if you're feeling sensation on the tops of your legs, the shins, that's the stomach channel. If you're feeling it sort of inner thighs, tops of the legs, liver and kidneys being stimulated there. So when you're ready, let's draw the right knee in, then the left. Gentle hug, little rock. Rolling up to seated, we're going to come into dragonfly, so a nice stretch through the inner legs, just sort of continuing that sensation. Okay, bringing the legs out wide, relaxing the feet. No, don't need to flex into our feet. And if you want a little rolled up blanket under the buttocks, just to sort of tilt that pelvis forward, that can always be quite comfortable. Otherwise, just enjoying softening into this pose. It always takes a little while. This is why the beauty of yin is we take a good sort of 3 to 5 minutes in each pose, just allowing that gradual stretch. Some days you'll come further down, other days you won't. We're different each day. Try to relax your ankles and any tension that you're still noticing perhaps behind the knees. Draw your awareness to your breath. And having an awareness of whether you like the pose that you're coming into. Where are you on the threshold of your stretch, at the top end or middle or lower end? And we're halfway through now, so just notice if there is any gentle sort of progression into the pose, slight movement. Keep looking through your body for anything that's tense that you can relax. Nice deep breaths. And with a few more breaths here, just notice if there's been some movement into this pose. We'll just gently walk our hands back towards our body. Come up, nice and slowly, observing everything that you feel, even as you come out of these poses. And then lying back, And being open to experience what this rebound pose feels like, the pause that we're taking now. Where is your body? Where is your mind in your body now? If you're looking through, where are you? Are you lower back? Are you shoulder blades? Are you neck? Where does your mind take you? Keep relaxing your back. Tune into your thoughts, colours and images in your mind. In these quiet moments, there's so many opportunities for just wisdom and divine guidance to drop through. Perhaps the answer to a question or a realization about something in just these quiet moments. So gently we'll hug our knees in. We're going to come into heart bench next. So if you've got a couple of blocks, we've brought the body forwards with dragonfly. So just a counter pose now, gently on the lumbar spine, but a nice opening through the upper body. So one block for the head and one block behind the back. Nice long block in alignment with your spine. And then just gently come down. It takes time to find the right spot, especially for the one behind the back. And just use a few moments to fidget with that block until you're comfortable. Nice long sigh, maybe on a long exhale. Let the arms just sort of spread comfortably beyond the body. Notice if as you relax the neck, the chin tucks in a little. And if you feel that you want to, you can close your eyes. Notice how your spine feels, the lower part of your body. Gentle curve here. And how it feels in the mid and upper part. Gently relax the muscles around your eyes. Deep breaths. And just curious as to whether you enjoy this pose this morning. Sometimes you'll come into it and it's the most awkward thing that you endure or you're tolerating for some time. And other times there'll just be a fairly comfortable feeling here. If you've been feeling unsupported emotionally lately, then this can be a really lovely pose to come into, to encourage a bit of balance and support in an emotional sense. And in this position, who does your heart go out to today? Just observe the quality of your breath, the length, whether it's soft or deep. And you can follow your breathing and the belly rising and falling. Let's take one long breath. And very gently coming out. Lift your head first. And then with your arms just supporting how you lift away from the blocks. Just popping them aside. Come down so that you can sort of still feel and retain the feelings from that pose without too much movement. And how do you feel? Check in with the two levels, the physical level and the emotional level here. How does your heart energy feel emotionally? Does it feel a little bit lighter? And then when you're ready, draw the knees in. Enjoy a nice rock on your back. Lift your head if it feels nice to just stretch a bit more through your spine. And we've come forward and backwards. We're going to come into a twist now with cat's tail. So as I'm lying in this position, I'm going to roll onto my right so that I'm still facing you. And if you've got a pillow, just bring that up for your head. Come onto your right. Bring your left knee over and in line with your hip. So I always say this, it's a bit like coming into recovery position. And if you can grab your foot, your right foot with your left hand, then wonderful. If you can't, don't worry, it's not necessity, but it just enhances the stretch in the thigh and around the quad and the knee. And then when you're ready, just start to roll the left shoulder back, coming into this lovely twist. And the beauty of this one is that you can really just tilt back as much as you want. Try and relax your buttocks. Initially, they might be tense. And check in through your lower back and your waist. The pillow, just let your head relax, because often you'll be holding the head and the neck will be tense. If you are holding your foot, just allow that whole leg to become quite limp and heavy, and a nice loose grip with your hand on your foot. And you can close your eyes, and just the more you can do withdraw the senses, you can tune in more within. Maybe relax the head a bit more. Notice at any point if anything feels painful to just release out a little bit. So if there's something in life that you need to be a little bit courageous with, then a twist in the solar plexus is a pose to come into. Helps all sorts of things, digestive issues, physically, and also how we mentally digest things in our life, how they are assimilated within us energetically. And also part of the digestive system is release and letting go. Take a few more enjoyable breaths here. And just follow where the breath moves in your body. And then very gradually, just if you're holding your foot, just release. Nice and slowly roll onto your side. And then from there, roll to your back. Take it nice and slowly as we bring the spine back into alignment. Take your time. And then as you lie here, take the opportunity to look through and feel notice the coldness, perhaps, that you're feeling. And just the different sensations dotted through the body. And just as they fade now, let's have a nice little hug. And then coming into the other side. So I'm going to just swivel this way so I'm facing you still. So begin on your left side. Right leg comes over. Again, have that pillow for the head. Really does allow you to relax and support more. Grabbing your left foot with your right hand if you can. If you can't, you can use a strap, but if that doesn't feel like the right thing to do, then just allow it to rest on the mat. And then rotating your right shoulder backwards. And just gradually feel into this twist. You haven't got to get to the end point. It's a lovely journey of allowing the body just to soften and rotate. So again, just tune into where you might be tense. Buttocks, lower back and waist. And head and neck. Allow your breath and just to gently flow through your body. And just follow the movement with your mind of this breath. How does this side compare with the other side? Are they quite even in their feelings, or is something else really noticeable? You might notice your tummy rumble as well, which is quite normal. Relax the neck as much as you can. Just follow your thoughts. What was that last thought moving through your mind? So very gently now we'll take just a few more breaths here. Feeling the rib cage move as you breathe. And then gradually release your foot. Roll to the side just to start with, and then you're back. Take a few moments just to get comfortable and then really look within, tune into what you're feeling, where you're feeling it. I think the after effects of some of these poses are, you feel them so much more afterwards in some ways than when you're in them. Certainly the temperature and the very subtleties of chi moving. So just observing. And then when you're ready, we'll draw the knees in. We'll come into waterfall next, because it's always a lovely one to end your practice. An inversion, but also very restful as well. Just enjoy a little longer rolling on your back. Nice deep breath in and a long exhale. And then if you've got a cushion handy, or even your meditation cushion, just take it and roll your bottom up a little, wedge it underneath, and we'll take our 5 minutes here. If you have a wall that you can just swing your legs up against, please do that. It can be even more relaxing. But otherwise, just allowing them to be raised. Nice bend in the knee, doesn't have to be straight legs. Just literally let everything drain in the opposite direction for a while. And nice and relieving on your heart. Again, just notice where your thoughts go, whether they are flitting from one idea to another, or whether it's a long thought that just moves on to something else. Can you be with your body and just have thoughts resting on your breath and the gentle movements of your belly? How does this pose make you feel? Is it nourishing for you? Does it feel like self-care? It's very, very calming for your nervous system, this pose. And as you lie here, you can just draw your awareness to your third eye, Ajna chakra. Noticing colours or images, any wisdom that comes through. And the archangel that is very linked with your third eye is Archangel Raphael and the female counterpart Mary. And Raphael is very much a healing angel. So we'll just take a few more breaths here. And ever so slowly, just bend the knees, lower the feet down. And allow yourself just to come into neutral pose for a moment. Just to feel out waterfall. And again, just follow any chi sensation that you feel. Notice as you lie here whether you are fully relaxed or whether there's still some tension. And then gently choosing now where you want to be for relaxation. If you want to stay lying down, you can. If you want to come to seated, just hug the knees in for a moment, coming up. Pulling over blankets. And putting on warm clothes if you want to. So I often find something in this lovely little book to read you. It's a book called Soul to Soul, Poems, Prayers, Stories to End a Yoga Class. So it's a lovely compilation of all sorts of things. And I just came across this today and I found it intriguing to just contemplate and think about myself. So I will share this with you. It's called Yoga, A Gift from the Sages by Swami Rajarshi Muni. I can't pronounce some of these names at times. But it left me thinking about yoga and its source and origin. So in India, from the immemorial, many great sages devoted their entire lives to studying the secrets of human nature and existence. They pursued this search with iron endurance. They completely withdrew themselves from the commotions of the world and concentrated all of their efforts solely on this pursuit. Ultimately, their dedicated efforts bore fruit. They discovered the deepest secrets of life and the mysteries of being. They discovered a hiddenmost path leading upward to freedom and emancipation. Collectively, they named it yoga. Yoga is neither a religion by itself nor part of any other religious system. Yet it is around the practice of yoga that the great religions of the world developed. Great persons of these religions call themselves saints, mystics, yogis, Sufis, obtained glimpses of spiritual experiences through arduous training and discipline that basically resembles yoga. They then expressed in their own words that the soul is immortal and emerges from some source higher and greater than itself. So something to contemplate, the idea of how that all interlinks years ago. And then something else here written. I bow with reverence to the many forms of the eternal God, the source of all beauty. I don't condemn any name or image of God. They are all worthy of worship. All the religions of the world lead to the holy feet of God. So to disrespect any religion, saint, or scripture is a great insult to him. And that is by Swami Kripal. So very interesting points of view. The link with yoga, religion, the desire from all paths to understand source. Have a little moment to sit with those ideas. So gently, without moving, just take a lovely deep breath. Just be with your body for the next few breaths. Scanning through what feels good and perhaps released and softer now. And also check through your chakras, root up to crown, noticing a difference in sensation or energy around these areas. And then when you're ready, just beginning gently to move fingers and toes. As we move, we're coming back into the physical plane, coming back into our day. And as we feel good and we have raised our vibration with our practice, often this will continue through your day, attracting a very like vibration. So keep it raised, keep it vibing high. If you're lying down, just hug your knees in now. Again, a few more deep breaths. And maybe you can have a little kind of, not a challenge today, but to see how many beautiful things you see in the world today. Whether it is you walk past just a flower that you've never really noticed before, but you just see the beauty in it today. Or you see the beauty between two people talking or some transaction. Perhaps you hear something on the radio that's just really heartfelt and beautiful. So look out for beauty. When you're ready, just rolling up to seated. When you intend these things, often you are gifted with the return of it. So have a moment to ground through your tailbone into Mother Earth, and we can draw our hands together. Om Shanti. Namaste.